Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into the science behind Korean anti-aging skincare, and we're going to separate all that cultural hype from the genuinely revolutionary practices. I mean, if you've glanced at the skincare industry at all lately, you already know that K-beauty has completely taken over the globe. But beyond the super cute packaging and those viral social media trends, is there an actual bedrock of rigorous evidence-based science? Absolutely. So, today, we're unpacking exactly what genuinely moves the needle for your skin. We're stripping away all that marketing fluff to reveal the real clinical secrets behind the glow. Let's get right into it.
To really understand this, we have to start with a pretty stark philosophical contrast. Western routines typically focus on correcting visible damage later in life, right? While the Korean approach, well, it treats aging as daily, preventative maintenance that starts way back in your youth. This is a massive shift in mindset. Think about it. In the West, skincare usually gets serious when we hit our 40s. We start noticing some fine lines, maybe some sunspots, and suddenly we treat it like a huge problem to solve, usually by rushing out to buy super potent single-ingredient treatments. But the Korean philosophy views skincare much more like brushing your teeth. It's just a daily, lifelong ritual of maintenance. They focus on preventing the damage before it even has a chance to start. They use a gentle, layered approach, and they start early. We're talking teens and 20s.
And this early start creates what we call the 40-year advantage. Think about the math here. If you start aggressive sun protection at age 16, you're looking at 40 fewer years of accumulated UV damage by the time you hit 56. 40 years! When you compare the skin of someone who has meticulously protected their barrier and nourished their face since high school to someone who only bought their first anti-aging cream at 40, well, the difference isn't magic. And actually, it isn't just genetics either. It is literally the dramatic compounding result of decades of prevented photoaging. This 40-year advantage is really the ultimate foundation of why Korean women are so frequently recognized for having skin that completely defies their chronological age.
So, Section 1, Sun and Barrier Science. Let's take a look at this preventive philosophy. Honestly, the single biggest anti-aging secret out there is religious sun protection. And by that, we mean wearing sunscreen every single day, utilizing physical sun blockers, and actively avoiding peak UV hours. When we say religious, we mean it. Year-round, rain or shine, indoors and out. Korean skincare culture doesn't just rely on quickly slapping on some SPF 15 in a morning lotion. It's an entire lifestyle of UV avoidance. We're talking physical barriers like hats and sun sleeves, structuring your day around peak UV hours, and using incredibly elegant, high-protection tinted sunscreens instead of thick, heavy foundations. Everything else you do for your skin, it simply amplifies the benefits of this one crucial, absolutely non-negotiable step. And this daily defense feeds directly into our next core concept. Korean skincare operates on a barrier-first philosophy. This means a strong, gently cleansed skin barrier is actually considered more effective for anti-aging than almost any harsh individual active ingredient. Think of your skin barrier as your shield. If it gets compromised by harsh, high pH cleansers or overexfoliation, which, let's be honest, are incredibly common in Western routines, your skin just leaks moisture. It lets in all those environmental stressors, and that massively accelerates aging. But by using gentle, low pH cleansers right around a 5.5 level, you protect your skin's natural acid mantle, and that makes it dramatically more resilient over time. Which brings us to how they hydrate. Their hydration strategy is brilliant but simple. Instead of relying on one thick cream, you apply multiple thin layers of hydrating toners and essences on damp skin for dramatically better absorption. Just think of your skin like a completely dry kitchen sponge. If you take a heavy dollop of thick cream and put it on a bone-dry sponge, it just kind of sits on top, right? But if you dampen that sponge first with a light, watery toner, then maybe add a slightly thicker essence and then a serum, that sponge absorbs everything so deeply. This layering technique plumps your skin from the inside out, significantly reducing the appearance of fine lines without you ever needing to rely on heavy, pore-clogging products.
Okay, Section 2, Snail Mucin and Ferments. Let's break down these K-beauty mechanics.
You hear a lot about fermentation in K-beauty, and it is central to these routines. Why? Because it breaks down extracts into smaller molecules, delivering highly bioavailable antioxidants and probiotics right to your skin microbiome. You see ingredients like galactomyces or rice ferments absolutely everywhere. Now, I know, it sounds a bit like a weird kitchen experiment, but the science here is fascinating. The fermentation process acts almost like pre-digestion for your skincare. It breaks down those active compounds so they can actually penetrate the skin barrier rather than just sitting uselessly on the surface. Plus, the probiotics generated during fermentation actively support a healthy flora on your skin, drastically reducing inflammation and redness. Now we have to talk about snail mucin, and let's ground it in clinical reality. It is not a magical cure-all, but it is phenomenal for deep hydration, gentle barrier support, and mild healing. Western social media loves to market snail mucin as this miracle wrinkle eraser, but the science tells a much more grounded yet still highly effective story. Snail filtrate naturally contains peptides and hydrating properties that make it incredibly soothing. It is absolutely exceptional for sensitive skin. It helps to fade post-acne marks, and it's great at repairing a damaged barrier. But remember, it's a key part of a daily maintenance routine, not an overnight facelift.
You'll also see Centella asiatica, or cica, literally everywhere. Why? Because it rapidly calms inflammation and repairs the barrier, which is exactly why Korean brands uniquely pair it with retinol to eliminate irritation. We all know retinol is the gold standard for anti-aging, but it notoriously causes peeling and redness. Well, Korean cosmetic chemists had a brilliant idea. They started pairing potent retinoids with cica. So the cica calms the skin at the exact same time the retinol is working. The result is a total game-changing formulation that delivers all those anti-aging benefits with dramatically less irritation.
Moving on to Section 3, separating fact from fiction. Time for some myth-busting.
Let's look at this quote from dermatologist Dr. Sarah Chen. She points out something crucial. You do not need the famous, exhaustive 10-step routine to get incredible results. Seriously, the 10-step routine is heavily pushed by marketers to sell you more products. But from a strict dermatological standpoint, length isn't magic, consistency is magic. Overloading your skin with a dozen products every night can actually lead to irritation, or that annoying product pilling where it rolls off your face. A smart, targeted routine is infinitely better than a complex, chaotic one.
So when we really separate the hype from the science, it gets pretty clear. Overly complex 10-step routines and jade rollers? Highly overrated. But Korean innovations like encapsulated retinol and alpha-arbutin, those are genuinely revolutionary. Jade rollers might feel amazing, and sure, they help temporarily drain some morning puffiness, but let's be real, they aren't reversing aging. On the flip side, encapsulated retinol is a massive scientific breakthrough. By placing the retinol inside microscopic capsules that gradually dissolve overnight, these brands created a time-release system. This prevents that sudden, angry spike of irritation. Similarly, alpha-arbutin provides a safe, incredibly gentle way to treat pigmentation, entirely skipping the severe risks associated with harsh Western bleaching agents like hydroquinone.
Section 4, the simplified skincare routine. Let's get into the practical application.
So what does this actually look like day to day? Well, a proper morning routine only takes about 5 minutes. It focuses heavily on gentle hydration, antioxidant protection with vitamin C, and finishing with that absolutely critical broad-spectrum SPF. Honestly, you might not even need a cleanser in the morning. If your barrier is feeling a little dry, just a splash of water often suffices. The whole goal of the morning is preparation and defense. You're layering your hydration onto damp skin, you're applying vitamin C to scavenge those aging-free radicals from pollution, and then you are locking it all down with an elegant broad-spectrum sunscreen. Simple, fast, effective.
Now, the evening routine is slightly longer, maybe 10 to 15 minutes. You start with the double cleanse to remove that sunscreen, followed by a fermented essence, your active treatments, and a ceramic moisturizer to seal everything in overnight. That first step, the oil cleanser, is so vital. Remember how we said sunscreen is designed to adhere tightly to the skin? Well, regular water-based cleansers really struggle to remove it fully. The oil dissolves the SPF and your natural sebum, and then the second, water-based cleanse washes it all away cleanly without stripping your barrier. After that, you pat in your fermented essence, apply your actives like that amazing encapsulated retinol, and repair your barrier while you sleep with a rich ceramic moisturizer.
But you know, it goes way beyond the bathroom sink. This is fundamentally a lifestyle approach. We're talking about eating a diet rich in fermented foods and marine omega-3s, prioritizing water intake, and actually using your skincare routine as a daily tool for stress management. Korean diets are naturally packed with gut-supporting ferments, think kimchi and gochujang, and they're high in inflammation-fighting marine omega-3s. What you put in your body reflects on your skin. Furthermore, the routine itself is treated as a dedicated moment of daily self-care. Lowering your cortisol levels through a relaxing, mindful evening ritual has a very real, measurable, positive impact on your skin health. It is a complete, holistic ecosystem of wellness.
So, I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. Is your routine just waiting around to treat aging as a problem to correct? Or are you ready to embrace daily maintenance and build your very own 40-year advantage? By prioritizing your barrier health, respecting the real science of these formulations, and making sun protection a daily religion, you don't need magic,
and you definitely don't need 10 exhausting steps. You just need consistency. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope you feel empowered to start building your own advantage today.